And let me quickly recap the piece of information that broke first on Times Now. The CBI that has taken over the probe is now widening the ambit of the investigation. According to the latest, 2 senior police officers, DCP rank officers posted with Mumbai Police, will also be examined by the CBI Special Investigation Team. One officer is accused of staying in touch with prime suspect, and the second did not take the complaint of Sushant's brother-in-law seriously. Times Now, viewers, was the first channel to tell you that in February this year, the family had reached out to DCP Dahiya and told him that Sushant's life is in danger. The DCP acknowledged the message but did not do anything about it. The second officer is DCP Trimukhe, whose number featured on the call data records of accused number 1, Rhea Chakraborty. Let me open this up. Bhavtosh Singh, Arunil Saradator, Kajal Iyer, Priyank Tripathi and Siddhant Mishra joining me. Priyank, what do you make of this?
See, Pranesh, the CBI will certainly be looking into the conduct of Maharashtra police officers, specifically the Mumbai police team, which was looking into this particular case. What sources in the CBI has been pointing out that till the time Maharashtra police did these kind of goof up, the case was going in the proper direction, but suddenly someone from the top rank would have influenced these officers, which led to this kind of situation where the DCP, the head of that particular zone, ended up talking several times with the key accused, Rhea Chakraborty. And that happened after the Bihar police had named Rhea Chakraborty as the top, accused in the FIR. Why this thing was happening? We know that Mumbai police was doing an inquest proceeding, but that was up to the inspector rank officer. What was the need of a DCP rank officer talking to Rhea Chakraborty? At the same time, the sources in CBI have also been talking about the nepotism angle, which was done from the Maharashtra police side.
Let me bring in Bhavtosh quickly. Priyanka, I'll come to that bit in just a bit. But Bhavtosh, as someone who's tracked several CBI investigations closely, what do you make of this move?
Well, it's on line with what CBI generally does when it takes over high-profile murder cases. Officers who have probed it earlier are either put under scanner or they are examined. Initially, it appears that they are just seeking details. But in this particular case, in past 10 days since CBI has filed an FIR, the family has put on record the WhatsApp conversation that OP Singh had with the then DCP Bandra. But most serious charge that has been leveled is the fact that while the DCP, the present DCP was in direct touch with the prime suspect, and this clearly shows that something is not kosher as far as this case is concerned. Someone is trying to influence the probe. Someone is in touch with the person who's prime suspect. What is very shocking, Pranesh, is the fact that the WhatsApp exchange that happened in February was never taken on record by the Mumbai police. Now we can say this with full confirmation that WhatsApp chat was never part of the inquest proceedings, and that's the reason why the Mumbai police probe was all over the place, whereas the crucial leads were in that WhatsApp itself. There was no need to call up the high-profile individuals from film industry. It was a case where suspects were already identified in the WhatsApp conversation between Paramjit Dahiya and OP Singh. Despite that, for some reasons best known to the Mumbai Police Commissioner, there was virtually a parade of top film stars as well as industry persons in Bandra police station.
All right, Siddhant, let's talk about the 2 police officers here. DCP Trimukhe, whose name number featured on the call data records of Rhea Chakraborty, who's accused number 1, and DCP Paramjit Dahiya, who received that message, the SOS call from Sushant Singh Rajput's brother-in-law in February this year.
Well, yes, that's right, Pranesh. The fact is that DCP Dahiya was aware about the situation, and he has not acted when he was in Zone 9 Bandra. But at least after the death of Sushant, when several allegations had started coming in from the family, he should have shared those chats with an investigating officers, so that the investigating officers could have probed the case in that particular angle. So this question certainly goes out for DCP Dahiya. But Mr. Dahiya also has to say that it it was his OP Singh who was asking him to handle things illegally or not officially. This is what Dahiya has said. Now, as far as Mr. Trimukhe is concerned, Mr. Trimukhe has to say that after Rhea's statement, for the verification process, I spoke to Rhea and I have asked her to come and meet him. She came along with her father and we had a conversation. Mr. Trimukhe also said that I had given mail ID of Bandra Police to Rhea to send more details to us on mail in a very official manner. So this is what Mr. Trimukhe has said, and he is also saying that if he has also said that whatever happened officially, and it's not just Rhea. I have spoken to 20-30 more witnesses. This is what Mr. Trimukhe has to say. Now the fact remains, both the officers are going to testify before the Central Bureau of Investigation, as Bhavtosh is getting this news for us, that CBI is keen to question these two top IPS officers of Maharashtra cadre, and they will be questioned about their inaction and about being in touch with the prime suspect.
Also about the lapses, I'll come to that, but let's hear from our viewers. Mr. O.P. Swaminathan is on the line from Bengaluru. Sir, good afternoon. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon. It's a real great achievement for all the media channels and other public who have made this possible and have a CBI inquiry. See, these two are very senior IPS officers and they are all very well trained, and they have come to these positions after a very tough competitive examination. So these are basically scapegoats, and the political masters like the Thackeray's and the Home Minister, and they should be investigated because they must have forced these people to make such frivolous calls and contacts and ignore the SOS. So these need to be they need to be probed. And
right.
Because of before that, the government needs to be dismissed.
Was that the case? Well, let's leave it to the CBI now, Mr. Swaminathan. Thanks for sharing your views, sir. Miss Meera now from Mumbai. Ma'am, you're on Times now. Good afternoon. Go ahead.
Hello. Like Mr. Swaminathan. Hello?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes. Like Mr. Swaminathan, I also feel little bad for the Mumbai police. For no reason, they have lost their credibility. They basically do a very good job. Mumbai is one city where you feel safe, but I really feel sorry for Mumbai police.